Okay, yeah, you can have a ceiling there. That's why everything was blank. We're just going to check on the mic and see if that's working. I'm just running another phone so I can see if the live is working. Okay. It seems to be going very far. I don't have a great connection in our house, but right. Okay. So I'll just wait till somebody comes on, and if you could check my audio, my other phone doesn't seem to be working that well. Don't know why. Okay, so this is what we're going to be carving today. Last time, oh, here we go. That's me. Right, okay. We are all go now. So let's get on with this. But firstly, I was over on some other lives and they were pretty good. I was listening to Joe carving. He's carving a dragon. Looks pretty cool. It's coming along. And somebody said they were going to carve a bowl in skateboard wood. Skateboard wood is pretty cool. This is skateboard wood here, and skateboard wood is generally Canadian maple. So, and obviously skateboards aren't as thick, so you have to kind of laminate them together. And laminating skateboard wood together is pretty tricky because the problem is the old skateboards are all kind of curved and all of that kind of stuff. Hey, oh, sounds good. Cool. Thanks, Anne. Yeah, so I was just talking about this Canadian maple skull that I carved, and yeah, so there was about, each skateboard is probably about that thick there, and so I don't know, there's probably about 12 skateboards there to carve that. It's quite a hard carve. You know what carving Canadian maple is like? It's quite a hard wood. So, okay. So we're going to carry on with this. I know, Joe, you were sort of like talking about, but those are those Master Carver ones, and they're really good. My favourite two out of these four are these two here. The flame is really nice because you got that point there, and you can get into parts and all of that. Josh, I knew you'd like that ear video. I was going, somebody suggested an ear. I'm not going to carve an ear, but you know, eventually you go, that's a bit of a challenge. So you sort of like carve an ear. So yeah, so that was it there. Quite a funny looking dude. I quite like him. He looks quite funny just sitting on the ground or on the table. So yeah, I'm not sure if ears have got that detail in them or not, but I can remember in this course that I went to for doing clay heads, they said just put a Y in there because that's generally the easiest way. I think that Y looks better than the other Y. But yeah, so that was that one. Turned out all right. Right, okay, so what are we going to do today? We're going to work on this. So I've done a little bit more, and what I thought I would do is I'd just sort of like show you sort of how to do certain things on here. I'll just zoom in there. So I've sort of like worked on this half and left this half so I can show you what I've done. So with undercuts, there's two ways of doing undercuts, and hang on a second, I'll just grab some burrs. I'll grab oversized ones just so you can sort of see them easily. Now, this is a T-shaped burr. It's a very nice burr. Come in different sizes. And there's two different ones you can buy in my description. There's a pack of them and they're like this. and this has a, I think it's a 1/32nd, or is it 2/32nd size. I don't work in fractions, we work in millimeters over here. So, and this one is a 1/8. So you can sort of see the difference there. And the 1/8 ones go in sort of like a set that's bigger on that size than this size. So I recommend actually getting both of them. They're not that expensive. And also the bowl-shaped burrs, which are these ones here. They're called bowl-shaped burrs because the internal part of them has a concave in them. Yeah. And so, just trying to read the comments at the same time. So what I do with this is, like, they give kind of two different, I'll just zoom out again a little bit. When you're doing undercuts, I tend to go along like this. So this cut will be a little bit wider than, say, if you use the T-shaped burr. So you can do it with a T-shaped burr if you want a really, really skinny kind of undercut. But I recommend doing this one because it's quite nice, because it kind of has a shape where it goes up a little bit on an angle. And so you can sort of see it there, under there. So with these kind of petals, you kind of want it to look fragile. So we haven't done the undercuts along these ones, so I'll show you how to do those. So I tend to do these along here, and then sometimes I will use either that one or that one, the T-shaped burr, on going in between the petals, sort of like on that bit there. So we'll start doing that now. Okay, so should I put on? Hope everyone's going well. It's nice and sunny here in New Zealand. We've got we're still in winter here. And it's actually quite warm today though. Sort of like got the element of spring in the air. I know you're all boiling over in, well, very hot over in America. Okay, so we've got that in there, and I'll just turn on the dust extractor. So I'm hoping the noise cancelling is working. G'day, Kat. How you going? Oh, thank you very much. Glad you could make it along. Okay, so we'll do this petal here first. See how it cuts on there? Really nice. And what you want to try and do is sort of not press it that way, as otherwise you're going to get like a circle in that part there. G'day, Sophie. Okay, you can still see a real nice kind of bevel happening there. What you can do too is you can go sort of like underneath it and then pull it this way a little bit, and that will thin it out a little bit more. So that's what we're doing here. You can sort of see the difference. There's that bit there and there's that bit there. I'll try and use this one and go under here, see what happens. Yeah, that's not too bad. Yeah, Joe, your dragon is looking awesome. Should be really happy with that, seeing as you don't really have the proper burrs for it and all of that kind of stuff. And I think, yeah, once you have the proper burrs, it'll probably be quite a lot easier. Okay, what was I going to do? Okay, so when we're going in between like a petal and a leaf, or a petal and a petal, like where were we up to? Uh, what's the one I was doing? I was doing that one there. So you can see I went in with that, the bowl shaped burr, and it's going to sort of like take out a bit more wood. Yeah, you need the right tools to do the job. It does, you can get away with a lot without the right tools, but it just makes it easier. So when I use this T-shaped burr, it's going to do a really fine line. And the benefit also with this T-shaped burr is I can actually press on that leaf or petal or whatever we want to call it, and it will sort of take that down a little bit as well. See how I've kind of smoothed it out there? And it's the same with this one. You can actually pull it as well because there's diamond on that bit there as well. So you can sort of pull it towards you, so you kind of get a, so that's it there. It's looking pretty good. Okay, right. So if I was to do, I did these lines here. Now I'll just show you with this bit here, what kind of line you're going to get. So you're going to get a really thin line with this spur, whereas I kind of like a little bit of a thicker line there. So I was going to go back to a bowl-shaped burr because it's going to be a little bit thicker, the line. When you're carving kind of flowers and all of that kind of thing, you kind of want to keep things kind of flowing lines, don't want kind of straight lines or anything. Right. Okay, so this is this burr here, and you can sort of see it's not really obvious, but it is a little bit thicker. Oh, that went a bit deep. You go this way. Sometimes control, if you lose control, best off to try a different angle of going into the wood. And this is just a flower from my imagination. You know, sort of like kind of a fun thing to do. I just thought I'd do leaves and then petal and then leaves alternatively. Nope. Yeah, the different textures. I think that's what makes carving sometimes, Sophie, is the contrast between the different textures. And so I think also like what I would do is I'd put a different texture on the background or a different color to make things pop out. It's sort of like that carving there. I made that darker just so the eagle could sort of like pop out. But like a lot of the time I'll be using this texture here. I really like that texture. It's sort of like a crisscross of just little lines. And then I put like a wax in the background, and it just stays in there, so it sort of like has a pattern there. Oh, thank you, Sorosh. Which Dremel are you running? I'm running the Dremel 4000, which I haven't really had any other Dremels, so I can't really compare them, but I'm really happy with the Dremel 4000. And I know most Dremel carvers on YouTube use the Dremel 4000. So I'll show you something cool though. Just bear with me. I'm just trying to find something for you. This is something my father made. And yeah, so you made these here. I'll just raise this camera up a little bit. These are really cool. Okay, so he's given me some wood as well. So check out, no, he hasn't made this. This is spalted. I'm not sure what it is. He found it on the beach though. Look at those beautiful lines there. Yeah, really, really nice. So what if you wanted the background centered nice and smooth? How would you get down inside all those little nooks and crannies? Yeah, that's a good question. So I would go in first with that one there, and you can sort of see it kind of get quite close to everything, but it doesn't get right in sort of like to that point there. So then I would go in with like a T-shaped burr and go in on that angle there, and that will get into the little bits there. And also what you want to do is you don't want to try and be perfect. So on this one, it looks smooth, but there's sort of like little imperfections there. You want to make things to make it look like it's handmade as well. What you can also do if you've got a real pointy kind of one, you can get sort of like try and hold it flat and then go into those little areas there like that. Okay, so what did my dad make with these? He made butterflies, and so he's got a few of them. Okay, so made this one here, which is pretty cool. Yeah, so I made that one there. That one's pretty cool. But I really like the darker ones that he's made. And this is a beautiful wood. My father spends a lot of time polishing things. It's probably, look at that, really cool. I like how he's got that live edge on the side, so it's just looking a little bit more natural. Really, really nice. Yeah, so that is from driftwood on the beach as well. So it took a long time sort of getting them sorted out, drying them off and all of that kind of stuff. Sorry, I'm just trying to find some more of them. Here's another two. There's one there. Look at the depth of that colour. Stunning. And that one there is a little bit lighter. Yeah, really, really nice. Nice little bills there. Yeah, it is beautiful wood. Well, I'll just put those back. My father was a cabinet maker. He's still alive and still does carving and all that kind of stuff. And but he did a lot of wood turning and furniture making. Pretty much he could pretty much make anything. It's probably where I get a lot of my skills from, I guess. All right, put those away. Yeah, that's so cool, eh? I love the spalting like that. It looks like map contours. How did he used, I believe he used French polish, which is, I think, shellac. He spent ages on them too. And he polished them by hand, I believe. He was very good at finishing furniture, so he knew what he was kind of doing there. Okay, so back to this. Right, okay, I'll just have a look back and see if I've missed. Yeah, a 2,000 pound red maple burr. Wow, cool. Okay. Having problems cleaning up the background of letters. Yeah, sometimes backgrounds can be a real problem, and I find sometimes, like I know Matt over at Cornelius Carving, he uses like a stippling effect with his letters, and it's kind of getting around the fact that when you try and make something look perfect and flat, it's really hard to. So it's better to maybe put a pattern in the background. So we'll carry on carving this and just try a few things out. I will finish that middle bit there. So I did that kind of texture in there with the little dots. Yeah, they did look like glass, didn't they? Yeah, he's got them pretty perfect. I've got two of them on my wall in my house. Really quite nice. I think that's the right size. Okay, so these bowl bears, what's cool about them is you can sort of like press them into the wood and leave kind of like a pattern. Yeah, if you could hit the like button, that would be very nice, or lightly touch it, or whatever you want to do. So up the top there, there's three little dots, and you can press those, and then that will show up. Try and oh, hey, thank you very much, Sophie. It's much appreciated. It's yeah, it's really nice when people do that. Not essential, but yeah, it makes my day. Okay, so let's have a look at this. And so we're going in and we're just putting in, just touching it there and putting in those little kind of like elements there. I'm not trying to get anything perfect. Sometimes it looks more natural if you kind of just go in randomly. Yeah, nothing is perfect in nature, is it? And that's what's beautiful about it, I think, you know. Now you can see we need to put in like an undercut under the flower there, which I've done there. But around here, you can see this petal is a little bit close to this here. So what we're going to do is probably go in with a T-shaped burr, and I'll push down on it first and then sort of go under the petal. Might go in with one of those bowl-shaped burrs as well. This one looks like a nice one to use. Yeah, carving these kind of things, you do spend a lot of time changing burrs, which is alright. It's all good fun. And I was looking on Amy Jo's channel, and she had a really cool carving on there that I really liked. It was of a fireman. I think she painted it on a piece of wood, but it was like looked like it had been carved in as well. And anything with firemen, I just really love, because I'm in the local fire brigade here. We don't do well. We kind of specialize in wildfires, like in forests and all of that kind of stuff. Yeah, I can't really talk about too much about it, but like if ever you hear a siren in the background and I'm alive and then I just disappear, well, that's probably where I've gone. See how we've gone under that? We can go down a little bit further, I think. Yeah, that fireman was awesome, wasn't it? It was very cool. Very good at painting. It's Amy Jo. Now, I believe her partner, Jamie, is a fireman. He had to go to a fire the other day. Over here at the moment, it's winter, so fire season's kind of over. Probably starting up in a couple of months. But over there in America, it is full on, I believe. We sent some New Zealand firefighters over there. They kind of go to America, I think, for more experience. I probably won't go because maybe I'm too old. So I'm in my 50s now. Maybe I'll go. I'd love to go. Love to come over to America. So you got really what I like when I watch programs about America is the variety of your landscapes. You know, you just got everything. I mean, you got deserts and forests. Amazing. Okay. Just trying to think on what beer I kind of trying to look at things and try and think what it kind of needs. I quite like these kind of plain, just with the one line in. But they just need to be smoothed off. And I think the background needs quite a bit of work as well. Oh wow. In Ohio. Cats in Ohio, and she's had over 20 billion gallons of rainwater hit us. Yeah, so you probably not got any wildfires around you. Okay, so yeah, yeah, if I could get over there, Josh, yeah, I'd come in a car with you. The fact that yeah, so this one here is the multi-chuck. A lot of people don't like it because it does come loose, and it comes loose when you use it on really hard woods, and will chatter. That's why and Dremel, says you only need to finger tighten it, but I find you have to use the Dremel spanner or another spanner to tighten it up. And even then, if you're using things, they can come loose in here, but Dremel bits won't fly out unless you're sort of like pulling like this, or they're a really long way out anyway. If they're way out here, if they get a wobble on, they're going to come flying out. But yeah, okay. So I think we'll give these petals. I'm going to shape them, and then I'm going to smooth them off. I think that's what we'll do. So just trying to decide what I'm going to shape them with. I think I use this. This is actually, I don't use this very often. This is a flame burr from Kutzall, but it's a fine flame burr. I tend to just use the extreme one. Just have a look at the comments. Oh, you've also got heavy hands, Sophie. Yeah, I think it's probably more prone to coming loose if you do have heavy hands. See, the thing is, like, I've got 2 Dremels on the go at once, so I'll just zoom out again. So I've got 2 Dremels going on at once, and that one's got the normal chuck in, so sometimes I'll just put like Kutzall bits in this one, because they're the 1/8, and they can stay in there, and I'll use that if I'm really going hard into a carving or it's hard wood. Yeah. Right. Okay. So let's just give these a little bit more shape. And when you're giving things shape like this, look at this leaf and kind of maybe do the opposite almost. Well, you don't have to do the opposite, but I just find it kind of balances it out a little bit more. So I guess that's why that one's curving down like that and that one's going like that. So it's leaving quite a smooth surface there. Okay, so the T-shaped burrs. Oh, okay, Joe, I'll just talk about these burrs to Joe. Okay, so these T-shaped burrs, wait, zoom out again. These T-shaped burrs, you can find those in the description. They're from Amazon. The only burrs that I buy from Master Carver, those 4. Where's the other one gone? That one there. Those 4 there. What I like about these is they're a little bit bigger than the other cheaper ones that you can buy. I believe these are about $11 American from Master Carver. I pay a lot more from them for them because I gotta like get them imported and all that kind of stuff. But and I tend to only use those 2. I use these 2 for some things, but and they're 150 grit, but they last a long time. They're good quality diamond bits, and they're a 1/8 shank on them. So those are the only ones I buy from Master Carver. And the T-shaped burrs I get off Amazon, and you should be able to find those in the links in my description. So yeah, hope that helps out. Right, okay. Another one that I really like is this one here, which is a Dremel bit. And it's quite a small sphere bit. So you can get that off Amazon as well. Now, Dremel bits are more expensive, but I do believe they're quite good quality. It all depends on what you want to do. I carve a lot, so I just tend to buy the really good quality stuff, and they tend to be more accurate because the shanks on them are more true. I have that one. Okay, we'll do. I have that one. Sorry, Matt. Mine is already wrote. I have them on Temu Max, $3 Canadian. In fact, I think most of them come from China. Yeah, so all of those ones come from China, the T-shaped ones, all of that. But yeah, I'm not sure about the Master Carver ones. I know it's an American place, but I'm not sure where they get them made. Right, get back to carving these petals. Yeah, the Dremel ball is really good for really fine details. You don't want to be taking a lot of wood out with that little ball. Like, you're going to be using it for once you've sort of put in the main parts of like eye carvings and all of that, and then go in with your diamond burrs. I'm just going over the edges of each petal just a little bit, just so it sort of like smooths them out a little bit. Is it better to use diamond bits at a slower speed? That's kind of quite a hard question to ask. It's more what kind of works on that wood. So if it starts burning the wood, you probably got it too fast, so you're sort of like pressing it too hard. And so I'll either not press it as hard or lower the speed a little bit. But I tend to run most things at about 30,000 RPM. Not sure what I'm on now. Oh, I'm only on 20,000. Yeah. Okay, so I'm just running this at 20,000 RPM. You know, when you get down to detail work, you can lower the speed. Because what you're looking for is control as opposed to aggressive removal of wood. That pedal is a little bit flat, so I want it to kind of curve down a little bit. Not sure if you've ever used the speed control on my Dremel. Yeah, some people just run it at the highest speed possible, and that's fine. If it's doing the job, that's fine. But like if you start finding you're burning the wood, you might want to lower the speed. And also, like if you start using burrs like this or this, when they're getting really big and you're going at 30,000 RPM, they're gonna it's gonna put a lot of stress on them. Just because they're bigger, they got more, I don't know, they're bigger weight, and they sort of don't tend to, I don't know, it sounds bad when you're using them at a real high speed. And also if you're using sort of like your sanding discs that I showed you before, you want to lower the speed with those. I just let the dust fly. Yeah, it all depends what you're carving as well. You know, if you're carving wood spirits and you're just using the Kutzall, I know the Kutzall Flame Extreme Burr, you might be just you just stick at one speed and you're going around that. Right, okay. Well, let's do the background on this, and I'll also do smooth off these petals as well. What we're going to do is we'll use this one here, and I think this is about 100 grit. Oh, thank you, Sophie. Yeah, for me, carving, I just love the process. You got to sometimes forget about the end product and just enjoy, you know, making these petals look nice, and sort of like, instead of just putting them in quick, try and get them to, I don't know, look like petals or something like that, and concentrate on how they flow and all of those kind of things. Like I could spend a lot more time on this carving, but one alive, so I kind of try and do as much as I can. So I'll just go around as much as I can under these petals with this burr on, or with this sanding disc. And you'll sort of see me, it can go quite well under the petals. There will be some circumstances around here that it won't go under these petals. Now I'm not going to try and make it perfectly flat or anything. I just want to take the major, I might actually put a pattern in the back, might do some experimenting, or I might just put my classic kind of crisscrossy kind of pattern in. Cool. So you can sort of see the difference there. That's before it's sanded, and that is after it's sanded. Right there. Okay, so we can use this to sort of like smooth off the petals as well. And what I try and do is I try and sort of maybe just use that part of it there. Ah, thank you, Joe. You've, you've definitely gone OCD on carving. It's tough to beat the satisfaction. Yeah, it is tough to beat the satisfaction. I really like how sometimes your carvings can take on a personality as well if you spend a bit of time on them, and you don't have to sort of be a master of detail to get a look happening. I'm not saying I carved this one and it is a copy of something, but there's something sort of like quite sort of satisfying in making something, and it has a personality. And this is part of the Lewis chess pieces. And I just love the way she looks really worried, as a queen would look, uh, especially in medieval times. So yeah, I really like that piece there. So okay, yeah. So I'm just sort of like using the edge of it and just lightly touching it and just smoothing out those bits there. Try not to press too hard because this is like 100 grit sandpaper, so you can sort of see the difference there. Try and zoom in again. Right. So I'm really using that edge to try and just get that sort of like valley kind of happening there still. And because the bottom of the sander is flat, I find if you hold it down with too much of it on, it's going to leave flat planes. But if you only use that tiny bit of the edge and just lightly go over things, it'll sand all the rough parts away. You can sort of see that looks pretty good. Might go in from a different angle. So just show you that compared to all the other petals, so you can sort of see that's a real rough one, and that's kind of looking quite smooth there now. Now what I would do also is I might go in with some diamond bits, and like these are never going to be good in sort of like junctions like this between that middle bit and the petal. So we can go in with maybe this one and also that flame diamond bit. And to get these the diamond bits lasting longer, you never use them for like pressing really hard in the wood either. So you're only using them for detail. So you can sort of see. Okay, Sophie, when you sand, do you reduce the speed to less than 12,000 RPM? As Dremel recommends. For my part, I never above. Yeah, so essentially, I'm not worried about what Dremel says. But with these discs, you've got to lower it anyway, because otherwise, because of that bit's quite big, it's going to start sort of like shaking and all of that. So you're better off just lowering it. So yeah, maybe like 12,000. I think I was at. I'm at about 10,000 now. Okay, so now I'm just sort of like trying to tidy up in these parts here, sort of, so you can sort of see. You can sort of see how that bit's kind of straight going in. It doesn't look very natural, so I might sort of just like press down on that bit there, and we'll take that out. I probably should change burrs to something else there, but we'll just persist with this one. We can run along the edge with this one, quite nice. You can do undercuts with this as well, so you can go in like that and just use the tip of it. So it's got more of a sort of like a coming in there like that, as opposed to before it went like that. Didn't look very natural. Might tidy up that a little bit. And we're giving it depth as well here. You can sort of see a real nice kind of depth happening between these ones. If I get this one going maybe like over like this between these two. So that's looking quite nice in there now. Like you'd tidy up things like this. Like, you know, I guess I am a little bit of a perfectionist. You know, you'd probably go in with that and try and get under there. No problem, Sophie. Thank you for tuning in. Hope you learnt lots. Or just learn one thing that you can use. It's all good. So you can sort of see if we can get that going in on a real nice V. It looks really nice, as opposed to, see if I can find another one. Sort of like this one up here. See, it's looking pretty rough in there, but hopefully sort of like we try and get that V happening. So it looks like it's disappearing into it like it should do. Yeah, so that looks a little bit nicer like that. So all these kind of things, it's just little details that you can sort of put in your carvings. I'll show you this one here. This one is a nice burr from Master Carver as well. I was talking about it before. This is the flame diamond bit. Okay, so essentially this is really nice for sort of like smoothing out things at the end, because it's sort of a little bit like the flame Kutzall thing, as you can use it at different angles. You can use that point going down that V there like this. And you can use the side of it to sort of like smooth out there. Thank you for all those thumbs up as well. Sorry, I'm not going to try and pronounce your name, but thank you for the thumbs ups. And if you would like to hit the like button, that would be awesome as well. Probably going to go to about an hour, so I won't finish this carving, but I'm sort of like showing you most of the techniques that I'd use to do this carving. If anyone's got any questions, I was going to, maybe we'll try and have a look at what kind of background I could put in. Actually, did you see that? If you saw this carving that I was doing the other day, I was doing this one, and I had this burr on, and it's this one here. It's from Dremel. It's sort of like a tile cutter burr, but it's kind of quite weird because it kind of leaves a real kind of looks like a rake, or kind of like how you rake a garden. It kind of leaves a kind of lines in it. So I'm just going to try and experiment with this, and we'll see what kind of background we can come up with. Okay, it might be terrible. Okay, you probably can't see that, so I'm going to go really close with that. See that there. Right. So I'm trying to think how I can do this with this burr. Okay. I'm not sure about that. What do you think? Maybe if I go that. It's quite cool. Or you could just do. So this is the fun part of carving, isn't it? You're sort of like just experimenting, doing things. Lots of different kind of like textures there. And like what I would do is I would put like a wax on the background, or maybe a dye, and so it would go into all of those kind of bits there. Yeah, it is a bit of a sound vibration. Just trying to decide what I want to do. I kind of like these. I kind of think they'd be easier to do as well. Maybe I'll do those. Okay. The thing is, that they're going to have to go around like that. What you kind of want is, when you're looking at textures, is you kind of want a texture that's different. That's different from the leaves. So this is quite a nice one because it's quite different. So it's going to make this stand out. Quite nice if you can go a little bit deeper, maybe. These are quite expensive, these burrs. reckon this would be good for putting chainmail on, sort of like knights or something like that. Wow, I forgot to go around the corner. Yeah. Right, let's have a look what that looks like. Now, if it doesn't look any good, I could always sand it back. Okay. I just turn off the extractor. Whew. Yeah, so that's it there. I don't know about that background, but I think I'll just keep it anyway. And I might dye it and then put a wax on it next time. Now, how's everybody going? If you've got any questions, please ask. It's quite nice here in New Zealand. I've been, over the weekend, I've been trying to build a woodshed slash kind of like a carving area outside as well. I'll just show you, sort of like, oh, you can't quite see it. It's quite sunny over there. You sort of see that framing there. And I'm just going to put some corrugated iron over that. And sort of the bit where that red bucket is, that will be an area to carve in. So, yeah, so that's a backyard. And it's a next door neighbour's house. It's got a, the reason why those bars are there is because there was a fence there, but in a really strong wind, it blew down. And our next door neighbours, they are in their 80s, and I really like them. And I talked to them through that hole in the fence, and we just decided to keep it open and say hello to each other all the time, which is nice. You know? Mark tries to carve. Hi, just tuning in, Mark, at just kind of like at the end of it. Been doing this flower. Yeah. So Mark's got a channel as well as Woodworker's Dilemma. And who else has got a channel on here? Let's have a look. I know somebody else had a channel on here. Who was that? Roy. Roy's also got a channel, a woodworking channel. So, yeah, just been carving that today and showing sort of like how to do details. Yeah, how's that injury, Mark? Is it all clearing up now? Have you started back to carving? Right. Anyone else got any questions? Not sure what to carve this week, actually. I tried to carve a rose from that basswood. The videos are up. Oh, okay. Well, I'll go and check that out. So go and check out Mark's channel. Got another hospital visit tomorrow. Hopefully you don't have to go all the way to Wellington to do that. Good luck with that. Right. Okay, so that's an hour and 6. Thank you everybody for tuning in and hitting that like button as well. And we will see you in the next live, or I will see you in somebody else's live, which is, there's quite a few on at the moment. So goodbye everybody. Oh well, enjoy the trip in, Mark, to Wellington. And thanks, Joe, for tuning in. We will see you all later.